Okay, we're going to be doing a buttonhole. When you're doing a buttonhole, there's a couple things that you need to be aware of. You have to change the foot of the machine when you are doing a buttonhole. Depending on the size of the button will determine which foot that you put on. The bigger the button, if it's over an inch, you need to use foot C. The way that you tell if it's foot C, it will say C right here on the actual foot. It also has only one toe. If your button is smaller than 1 inch, you can use the automatic button foot. So I'm going to show you an example of how to use the automatic button foot first, and then I will also show you an example of how to use the buttonhole foot, which is more of a manual completion. Starting with changing your foot, you're going to pull down on the toes. This is going to allow that to snap right off. To make sure you don't lose it, go ahead and put it right here in your table tray. Here is your automatic button foot, or buttonhole foot. So a couple of things. The bar up front here is the bar that's going to go onto your ankle. Back here is where the button is going to fit in. To open this up, you can pull this and it's going to clip into place. So take your button, put it in that spot and tighten it. So now the button is in place. This is going to tell the machine how big to make the buttonhole. The next step that you have to do is go ahead and put this foot onto your machine. The bar that you're going to put onto the ankle is up front. To make the ankle go a little bit higher so you can get this underneath, you could lift up on your presser foot. You'll see that that's going to raise your ankle. Snap that into place. The next step is going to be to pull down your button lever, or your buttonhole lever. This is in the back and it is one that stays down. You're then going to turn your dial selector to the button selection. It is the rectangle on your dials. You're going to change both dials to that selection. Here is the material that I'm going to be using. I want to mark my material with the size of my button. To do that, I can either take my button out or use one of the other buttons that I have on hand. I have marked both ends of where my button lies, so I know where my buttonhole needs to start and stop. So I need to start here and stop here. I'm going to put my start line into the window of the buttonhole. Lift up on your presser foot if you need to. Once I see that line in the window, which is right in here, make sure my button lever is down. Both of my dials are set to the button setting. So you can go ahead and hit your pedal. The needle's going to go back and forth at first. Then it's going to go away from you, which is going to have the material come towards you. Just keep your foot on the presser foot. You'll hear a kind of a click. It will go back and forth, and now the needle is coming towards you, which is forcing your material to go away from you. The only thing that you'll have to do at this point is to stop where you started. Once I get to where I started, I go ahead and pull the needle up. And there is my buttonhole. To complete this, I'm going to tear it open using my seam ripper. Stick your seam ripper into the middle of the buttonhole and slowly pull towards the ends. You don't want to go through the end or else you're going to tear open your buttonhole and it's going to lose its stability. So I go again on the side. You see here that I have one buttonhole, and that is with the automatic button foot. If your button is less than an inch, you can use your automatic button foot.